Tyler thought he was going to do writing, and going to give Eric his award for the day for a great speech. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And the apple time.
Broken tooth.
Yeah, be careful, we don't want that to happen.
Runny nose, broken tooth.
Next speech with the double front tooth.
All right, 1 minute.
Thank you. The next speaker that we have today is Kevin Spalding. Kevin is an advanced communicator, a gold advanced leader, silver. He is also the area governor for Area 31, the Southwest Charlotte area. Kevin has been a Toastmaster since 2004 and joined our club a little over a year ago when he relocated his family to Gastonia. Kevin is a business coach, trainer, and consultant. One of the roles of an area governor is to motivate people to continue to be involved and build on their Toastmasters involvement. Today, he will be offering his speech designed to encourage people to do just that. Please help me welcome Kevin as he shares the title of his speech, The 4 Ifs. Mr. Kevin Spalding.
Why did you join Toastmasters? Yeah, I bet because you wanted to improve your speaking skills.
Absolutely.
Eric, because you wanted socialization. I joined the corporate club because they bought us free pizza. Because like Moses, I like to eat. Each of us joined Toastmasters for whatever reasons, and I'm sure we have a lot of commonality in those. But my question to you today is not why did you join, but why do you stay involved? Why do you continue to be involved? Dan, you've been around for a number of years. Moses, you're a competent communicator. And Gladys, you just got through with your competent communicator. Why do you keep coming back? When I ask myself that question, I've decided that I need to be able to answer affirmatively to 4 ifs. That if I can answer affirmatively to these 4 ifs, that really makes involvement in Toastmasters worthwhile and will continue. The first if I dream. If I dream. When I visited that first Toastmasters meeting and got my free pizza, I learned that in Toastmasters you could do 10 speeches and become what they then called a competent Toastmaster. I could do that. And then as I hung around and started giving some of these speeches, I heard they had this thing called speech contests. And in the spring, they have a contest that starts with 25,000 people around the world competing to ultimately select one world champion in public speaking. Yeah, I could dream about that if I dream. Will you come dream with me? The second if is if I learn. If I learn. As I came into Toastmasters and started giving those speeches, I started getting some feedback. People telling me, hey, I really loved how you did this. I might suggest you try that. And I started putting some of those suggestions to work, reinforcing the things I was doing okay and strengthening the things that I needed some help with. I was learning. And also, as I sat in these Toastmasters meetings and listened to you and all the other Toastmasters I've heard over those few years, I've learned about a lot of other things. I've learned about places in the world I've never been. I've learned how to improve my health. I've learned that with affirmations, I get a Nintendo! If I learn, will you come learn with me? The third if is if I try. If I try. Notice I did not necessarily say if I succeed. I have to try. I have to take that step, get out of my comfort zone, and try something new. Expose myself. Is everything going to work? No. But I have to try. Some of my speeches haven't gone so well. Has that ever happened for any of you? I mentioned that World Championship contest that I started and got into in 2005. And in 2005, I was fortunate enough to go up that chain and place 3rd in the Region 7 International Speech Contest. So out of those 25,000, the numbers say I got to the final 30. I was a semi-finalist. Not too shabby. So in 2006, I went back at it. I said, boy, I can do this. I'm in that talent pool. And I placed second at a division contest. And in 2007, again, I placed second in a division contest. But I've heard it said, it's not so much what you do when you fall, but what do you do afterwards? You gotta get up and go again. So granted, I'm now an area governor, so 2009 is out of the question. But 2010, watch out. Will you come try with me? The fourth if is if I give back. If I give back. Now, I've been in Toastmasters for a few years, and I've gotten a lot of great encouragement and mentoring from many people, including down in my first club, a guy who's a wonderful speaker who could stand up with no notice, jot a few notes, and give a speech that looked like he'd worked on it for months. I've continued to get involved. I'm also getting coaching now from some of those other world champions. Well, I'm not there yet. Some of those world champions and other professionals, because I know that regardless of how good I get, I can always get better. And much as I've received that mentoring and coaching, I've been able now to share some of the things that I've learned and give back to other Toastmasters along the way. Like with the process of what you're going to do next week. Maybe I can share some insights that can be useful to some other people. And Toastmasters is wonderful, and it's important to give back to those coming up the chain. But there's a world outside Toastmasters. A couple of years ago, Dilla Babasakara was originally from Sierra Leone, and now obviously in the United States, was the world champion, the international president of Toastmasters International. He lives up in Camp Hill, Pennsylvania. I've had the pleasure of getting to know him. His tagline when he was the international president was, "Find your voice, serve your world." There's a big world out there. We're finding our voice here in Toastmasters. There's a world that needs our help. And for me, one way I found to do that was back in, I think it was 2005, maybe it was late 2004. Someone came to our Toastmasters Club and talked about a program up in Maryland. It was inviting volunteer speakers to go into schools, many of which were inner city, and encourage kids that their choices matter and can directly affect the outcome of their time in school and their outcome in life. It was called Achievement Counts. And so I've done that, and I've talked to hundreds of kids, and even taken that a step farther and said, well, what can I do to help connect better with these kids? And I decided to write a rap song. So I now do, as a middle-aged white guy with no rhythm, doing a rap song in schools where, in all candor, I may be about the only white guy I see all day. And I tell these kids, look, you may laugh at me, you may like it, many most do, some kind of like, but I guarantee you're going to remember that some middle-aged white guy with no rhythm was willing to come to my classroom and fool of himself, help me remember the idea that choices matter and achievement counts. That's why I do. Will you come give back with me? So for me, involvement in Toastmasters, as fun as it was to come in, continued involvement, I have to answer yes to 4 ifs. If I dream, if I learn, if I try, and I give back. Will you come, learn, dream, learn, try, and give back with me?